Hey Leo, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a timeless tarot and oracle reading for you about love and money. We're going to have two columns, in fact. One for love, one for money, and we're going to start by getting some oracle cards out just to kind of show us where we're headed energetically. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Leos and cross-watchers to pray for you as well, simply say hi, reach out in the comments section. You can leave an emoji, whatever you're comfortable with, and that gives us something that connects to you, right? Some way to focus on you. I seal this space with love and light only. No nasty shit gets in. We start with opportunity, take your chance. And it's one of these like power stances, like this. If you'd like to actually, each one of these mudra cards comes with a hand gesture. So if you would like to empower the message physically, the affirmation goes like this: I wish to take my chances as they come, use them, enjoy them, transform them. Physically, this mudra synchronizes the two halves of the brain, activates one's memory, improves one's ability to absorb and reproduce knowledge in exam situations, for instance, and is good for the lungs as well. Right on. Opportunity, take your chance. Let's see how much Wands energy comes out for you today. Leo. So, first comes money. Let's talk about money. Now, of course, take it only if it resonates. This whole channel is about empowering, lifting you up. So, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button if you decide it's worth liking. And consider subscribing if you haven't yet. We have so far Page of Pentacles. What are you growing in? What are you growing in? So this can, of course, connect with career, its finances, career, stability. Oh, one sec. I just want a little bit more clarity on this. Where are we going with that hard work? You know what, Leo, I'm talking to a lot of Leos. I'm going to put that right there like that. Who might be reconsidering aspects of their career and finances. Something that I think at one point you were very confident in, worked really hard on. This could be investing. This could have been towards a certain career, whatever it was. I think you put in a lot of work. You put your best foot forward, and rationally you came to the conclusion. My nose is itching like mad, and that always happens when I really need to pay attention to these things. So I'm going to dig down deep into this message. You came to the conclusion that this is actually you're not getting the results that you want. You're not getting maybe the credit or the victory in the end that you wanted. So you're actually looking, and you're not giving up necessarily. It doesn't have give up energy. I don't see Eight of Cups here. Eight of Cups is not like a flaky giving up, by the way. But I actually see you putting pen to paper, so to speak, planning. It's like you're going back to the drawing board. And you want to feel confident again. I feel like there's been something about this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My nose is itching like wild. Something about this is actually putting you into a student-like role. It's making you take a step back at maybe something you're really good at or you're really comfortable with, you're quite familiar with. And you might be looking at it with fresh eyes. In order to, this has got all over it success, but not yet. This is how any business, any invention improves, any business improves, is those little corrections. So recognizing what's not working, and then being the student, putting ego aside and being how can I grow Page of Pentacles in this area? Because it's not for the lack of dedication. Eight of Pentacles, look how hard he's working. You're a hard worker and you know it. You want success, you have ambition, and there's nothing more wonderful than figuring out what you want and then going after it. The figuring out is half the battle, isn't it? So this is you with the Two of Wands, taking a step back far enough so that you can see the big grand picture. And the globe in his right hand represents everything that this individual has been through. This is you that has been through what they've learned along the course of life, what, through failures and successes. And the failures, by the way, are so important. What we think is failure is actually just these. Anyway, I won't open a can of worms. And asking, what can I apply from everything I've learned? What can I apply to this situation? And also, how is the world going to give back to me? That's why they're looking at this vista, right? They're looking out at this view. So it's like there's this underlying message of reciprocity. Okay, so there is some conflict. Something I felt very, I wanted to feel very confident in, started to wobble. I started to feel doubtful. I don't like to doubt myself. That's not comfortable, especially with something that I want, that I feel that enough hard work will get me there. So how do I tweak it? And I like that. This has got a real, admirable energy to it. So what's around the corner? Sorry, you guys. Whew. I wish it would show up in another cool way. Maybe it'd be like flipping my hair. Whenever I had to flip my hair, it meant that I had to dig down into the message. But no, it's my nose itches like mad. So what's next? Where are we going with this? Page of Wands, keep your mind open, right on. That's sparkly energy. Here's our wands. So you do, like I said, right in the beginning, after it's that opportunity to take your chance. I was like, let's see how many wands you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 7 cards, 5. So out of 8 cards, you have 5 that are wands. So there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of fight, fire, and spark. And that's great in a business and money reading because you get results from that. There's some humility, healthy humility. The more one can step away from their ego in this situation and become the student, become curious and ways to improve. I think about a plane when they're flying. I remember somebody telling me, it was a pilot that was telling me planes don't fly in one straight direction. It's not like you set the coordinates and it's just boom. It's a matter of all these little fine tuning corrections, right? A plane actually flies kind of like this. So anyway, it's one of those moments where you're just okay, let's steer over here, course correct here. So we've got Page of Wands, which is all about keeping your mind open to what can be and keeping your enthusiasm and your energy up. So you're on a good course. Keep going, because the other cards that are not not wands, this is really important here, are pentacles. Let me take all these cards and show you. Hard work to make that money. The Page of Pentacles, there's almost a fresh start, having to be the student, willingness to learn a new aspect of this, maybe to look at it differently. And then Knight of Pentacles kind of came out sideways. And Knight of Pentacles is kind of will the money come through? I don't know. It's really slow, but it is making its way. It's sideways. I'm going to read into it. My nose is itching. It's sideways because the actions you're taking right now with all these wands is going to make this flip upright. Now, the money coming forward is going to be slow, but there's going to be a good reason. When the Knight of Pentacles approaches you with opportunities, promotions, money, gifts in the material world, that's our pentacles, this value. The Knight approaches slowly, cautiously, and strategically. When it arrives, it's there to stay. So it's be patient, focus on the actions, focus on your headspace and on the enthusiasm, keeping your energy up. So we're going to put these all aside and we're going to get into your love reading, loves. All right. Love for my Leos. Love for my Leos. One more. Love for my Leos. Nice. We have the Emperor and the High Priestess. Some strong energy coming out here. Oh. You guys, so it's kind of dramatic. At the bottom of the deck, we have making progress. I love that. 3 of Wands. So let's start there, making progress. The way I look at the card at the bottom of the deck after we've gotten all of our main cards is that it's kind of big picture energy. And then the main card, all the cards here are the storyline of the details, what's going on. And so only take this if it resonates. It's here to empower you. It seems, Leo, that I'm finding the Leos that this is going to pertain to at a point where they're getting called to do some healing. They're getting an opportunity. Don't be surprised if there's triggers and stuff that remind you of old wounds or even some somewhat new wounds. They're coming up to remind you of what you're ready to heal. What I love is that, so that's our 6 of Swords upside down. Now, when it comes out upside down, it means it really hasn't been healing. So again, the universe, spirit, however you consider that energy, it's going to give you opportunities to see that. So, pay attention, because I love this. This is a really wonderful opportunity to make progress in healing some wounds here. The Victory card with the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands usually takes place in life with events, action, taking action here. Some of you guys are going to be working with therapies, new kinds of therapies or therapists in order to get healing. We have the 3 of Swords. We have your energy coming up as the Queen of Wands, right? So Queen of Wands, this open wound or heartbreak. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Usually the 3 of Pentacles, it's talking about a collaboration. And that is why I'm mentioning that this is probably a collaboration to help you heal once you've seen where the open wounds are. And there's a sense of reaching out for help and willingness to receive some help to help steer you into kind of this leveling up, this wake-up call with the Emperor card. So don't be surprised if you see opportunities. You know how there's a lot of spiritual leaders out there. Hi, Freya. So a lot of different spiritual leaders out there, right? Don't be surprised if you're like, oh, great. All of a sudden, you've got in your YouTube streams or on your TikTok threads and all that, or friends mention it to you, like gurus or people they follow for advice, or because underneath Freya, we have the Emperor card, which is kind of a leader, an authority, over these things. And we have the Judgment card. I'm just being funny. Okay, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but like, you can be here, but you have to stay off the cards. Thank you, sweetie. So this person's going to help lead you. Now, don't join any cults, you guys. Be discerning. But you're just basically getting a little bit of help being steered in the right direction. Some of you guys have been in a situation that was third party and it was really painful. Some of you guys experienced friends that maybe steered you off your course. But this is all about what this figure, this authority will say. I won't know why I want to say authority. I don't really like that word. This inspiration, they're being kind of a guide to encourage you to enforce your own boundaries with this in order to turn this Judgment card upside down, like right side up. So what I love is that you are connected to your intuition all the freaking way. And it's okay if you doubt yourself right now. It's okay if you're just unsure with the Seven of Wands, okay? Be very discerning with information coming in because we've got the Page of Swords. I'd like to get a little bit of clarity on the Page of Swords. I'm going to do that with this deck. Yeah, we have some immature energy coming through. It could honestly just be false information that you come across. It could be just shallow information. So be discerning because you may not just know, you might not know enough about the situation. So don't allow your emotions to get involved if you don't know all the details. And this feels oftentimes with the Page of Swords, it can be talking about, you know, social media or like back and forths, private messaging. It could be even checking people's social media out and you're just kind of deriving a conclusion from photos or you just don't have all the information. So this is, when I step back from it, this is a reading in your love sector about healing. It's about recognizing open wounds that are ready to heal. It's about receiving help and allowing yourself to get at least a jump start in the right direction with a guide of some sort. It looks really, really healthy. There it is. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I wonder if that Hierophant is going to come out because it's a very spiritual card. It rules over institutions like marriage. It also rules over religious factions, and it also rules over how we dedicate ourselves to how we commit ourselves to certain disciplines of belief systems and all that. So it can be quite spiritual. Yeah, but this is not just about this one partner, whoever created that wound. This is more about like love in general, how you see partnership, how it's actually had this ripple effect on the way you see love, the way that you envision yourself in a relationship with the Lover's card upside down. So this misalignment, you're basically being called to get help with realigning by way of spirituality, by way of faith systems. So I will leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Take good care. Bye-bye.